Salabedi Forex and Cargo are proud to sponsor the Uganda Vision Program. Contact us if you want to send cargo or transfer money to loved ones in Uganda. Call us on 0208 884 4060. Contact us if you want to send cargo or transfer money to loved ones in Uganda. Call us on 0208 884 4060. Tunasanyuko bawuliza no bawereza.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Uganda Vision Program. My name is Salome Kazana, and with me is...
I am Paris.
And we're back this week again with the best of Uganda. I hope you have enjoyed the previous sessions of the Uganda Vision Program. We're actually on our way to the studios, aren't we? And we are just about to film for you and bring you all the best details about Uganda. Uganda has to offer. Keep in touch with Uganda Vision every Monday at 7 p.m. Sky Channel
184.
Paris, we've got a lot to offer today, haven't we?
Today we have a very exciting program lined up for you. The usual in our diverse culture, the usual in our diverse music from northern parts of Uganda, Salome, the southern, the western and the eastern part, and the tourism. We have all these exciting things coming up, but now we have tourism, the beauty of Uganda, the birds, the animals, the wildlife, the markets. Salome, I love the markets in the districts, in the towns, the ornaments they have, the fabrics, very exciting stuff to look out for. Check it out.
This tropical African country is set at the equator, but has snow on top of its highest mountain, the Rwenzori.
Uganda boasts of temperate climate and picturesque highlands. It also harbors the world's second largest freshwater lake, the Victoria, which is also the source of the world's second longest river, the Nile.
These attractions, as well as its ancient famous interlacustrine kingdoms, have been an exploration destination since legends like Ibn Battuta, John Huntington Speke, and Henry Morton Stanley started the flood. Britain's famous wartime Prime Minister, Sir Winston Churchill, once proclaimed it as the Pearl of Africa in his book, My African Journey. The gateway into the country is Entebbe town. When one is coming in from the skies to land at Entebbe Airport, one is given a teaser of what to expect of this beautiful country. There is little wonder that this picturesque town was once the seat of the colonial government. From the capital, the country is split into 5 major destinations: the east, the north, the west, the central and the islands. Each one a unique experience in itself.
Traveling eastwards, one comes across the source of the River Nile at a place called Jinja. This is where Africa's longest river begins its journey to the Mediterranean Sea in Egypt.
There are boat rides on the Nile, taking in the beautiful landscapes on the banks of the river. There are rapids further downstream, which are a major destination for whitewater rafters at Bujagali. At the municipal town of Tororo, one sees the Tororo Rock, an irregular outgrowth from the earth, which is a symbol of Uganda's strange relief features on the eastern axis. However, the Tororo rock is quickly dwarfed by the Elgon Mountains as one goes further east. The Elgon Mountains, complete with wild animals, are a popular destination for nature lovers. The Bamasaba people who live on the mountains add a colorful backdrop to the scenic beauty found there.
They grow bananas as a staple food and eat bamboo shoots in a vegetable delicacy known as
kamalewa. They also grow one of the world's best coffee brands, known as Arabica coffee. This type of coffee is only found in a few places in the world, which include the Elgon Mountains and the highlands of Ethiopia.
Tourists with an interest in coffee production visit this area for further knowledge and research on how coffee makes its way from the earth to the consumer's cup. Further on along this eastern circuit, you will encounter evidence of the early history of mankind on the Nyero Rock in Kumi. The people who now live there are known as the Iteso,
a cattle-keeping people. The East is a journey into African heritage. Moving more northeastwards, one encounters the Karamojong people whose passion for cattle is very intense. They live in manyatas, a collection of huts in an enclosure. In this region, recent paleontological excavations have revealed very early evidence of mankind. The visitor will also come across the Chidepo Valley National Park, a semi-desert savanna with a wide range of rare animal species. It is one of the many national parks in the country. Another high-altitude mountain, the Moroto, is found here. It is a favorite destination for mountain climbers. The Karamojong excursion is a rare tourist journey where one is often alone to ponder and wonder at Mother Nature in her most native form. The western part of Uganda is one beautiful wonderland. There are golden grasslands. They are grazed by the graceful Ankole cattle. Green tea estates in temperate climates. Undulating hills with terraced gardens. Thick tropical rainforests. And a snow-peaked mountain, the Rwenzoris. A journey to the west is an enchanting trip in flora and fauna. There are game parks, game reserves, and forest reserves in this region. 2.5 hours away from Kampala, one begins to see the wild animals. Lake Mburo National Park is home to the zebra, that beautiful horse-like animal, so tasty to the lion. There are also numerous antelopes and bucks. Going more southwestwards, one will end up in the Mgahinga Mountain Gorilla National Park. And here you will climb the Mgahinga mountain ranges, which will be a delightful physical exercise and a walk through varieties of beautiful plants growing in a very cool environment. But the biggest trophy here is the mountain gorilla. Many visitors here come to track the rare mountain gorilla, which is found only in this part of the world. Veering northwestwards is Bwindi Impenetrable Rainforest, another habitat of a few remaining mountain gorillas. It is a totally different experience here. President of Uganda, Yoweri Museveni, led a visual expedition
of the CNN into this area to showcase the world's few remaining mountain gorillas, among other things. This placed the world's attention on the windy, impenetrable rainforest and exposed another side of Uganda to the rest of the world. Gorilla trackers have called this a very unforgettable experience.
In southwestern Uganda, we come to Lake Bunyonyi, Uganda's deepest lake. A boat ride on the lake is an unforgettable experience. A picturesque and colorful sight of terraced Kigezi Hills give the visitor a sense of living of a lifetime dream of encountering a perfect terrestrial beauty. Bird watching on the shores of the lake is a bonus for the visitor. Going on more northern, one passes through villages choreographed with banana plantations and long-horned cattle. Within this backdrop are beautiful crater lakes, a result of early earth movements and volcanic activity. One can take a boat ride or sit by the banks of one of these lakes, which will bring forth an immediate sublime feeling. One other water mass here is the Lake Katwe, a salt excavation site that dates back thousands of years. It is evidence of a great salt industry and trade that stretched all over the entire interlacustrine region. Further downfield, one comes across Lake George and Lake Edward, two azure large peaceful waters separated by the Kazinga Channel. Here one can go fishing on a canoe, which is the main occupation of the people who live around the lakes. It is at the edge of these waters that one enters Uganda's second biggest national park, the Queen Elizabeth National Park. Once inside the park, the huge array of animal species will parade before you in their natural casts, some stopping to stare at the intruder with curiosity. The Queen Elizabeth is a majestic expression of the meaning of the word safari, that Swahili word now adapted by the English language to mean travel. At Mwea Safari Lodge, you will rest and eat like a royal as the beauty of Africa unfolds in front of you. Going on more westward, you'll cross the equator once again and face the Rwenzori mountain ranges. When the early explorers were told of a mountain with snow at the top, they put it down to native nonsense, but history has absolved them. Thousands of mountain climbers have made their way to the Margarita Peak, where it is always snow, as in the polar regions of the world. Making one's way to the top is a feat in itself. Going through a breathtaking hazardous terrain of numerous ecosystems which goes through the dense montane forest to the snow-covered peaks. Along the trail, one will see unique vegetations, glacier river primates, and wonder features such as gorges. It is like a summary of the earth here, and this is what has attracted famous people to the Rwenzoris. One of them, the Italian Duke of Abruzzi, took photographs in 1906 and wrote a book that was to make the Rwenzoris world famous. But the Rwenzoris did not have to be announced to be famous, because it is the third tallest mountain in Africa. At its foothills is a vast expanse of natural rainforest, complete with chimpanzees, monkeys and baboons.
welcome back to this week's edition of Uganda Vision. I hope you enjoyed our bit on tourism, Solomon, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
It was quite exciting. And we're still here. We have more music to come, more documentaries to show you, more fun for you, both here and in the diaspora. Now, we have some very exciting news to show you and to tell you. We don't usually do this, Salome, isn't it?
Of course.
But this is an exception. Salome, please tell them what it is, because I'm so excited.
The good news, Paris, the good news is that in the region of Uganda, and as you know with our viewers, we try to bring out all the news from Eastern region, Central region, Southern region, all the regions of Uganda. This time around, we have good news from the Central region of Uganda, which is the Buganda region. And in Buganda Kingdom, a new prince has been born. So this prince was born 7 months ago, as announced in the press. And we would like to share with our viewers about this news. And basaba ne banyabo tubasaba muwagire twebaza amazaalibwa gano aga omulangira omujja Ssemakokiro, omulangira ono wa Nsenene, ekika eky'Ensenene, Obuganda buladde. So congratulations to the Buganda Kingdom and thankfulness to the Nsenene clan. Enjoy this clip.
The Katikiro of Buganda, Engineer Jebi Walusimbi, yesterday announced the birth of a second son of Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II. The baby boy was named Richard Ssemakokiro. A picture of the baby prince being held by the king on his lap has appeared in various papers today and on the internet, putting many Baganda into a state of frenzied excitement.
The news shocked me, but I'm very happy. I got to know that the mother was from the Nsenene clan, and that's it. We are happy. Buganda is growing.
We are so excited about the news, and it was a surprise to our kingdom. We congratulate the king and we wish them all the best.
We are more excited than the king himself and the family, the first family. We are excited. You see the prince who has come with history. He's already making history. We are very happy. We are very happy.
Prince Richard Semakokiro's mother is from the Nsenene clan, and up to now, details about her or her family have not been disclosed.
Welcome back to Uganda Vision program, and congratulations once again to the Nsenene clan and Buganda at large. We would like to also comment and thank on all the people that sent in their comments after an article appeared in the New Vision, the Uganda's leading news daily paper, about the Uganda Vision program. We are thankful for all the comments. And Paris, what do we have next for the people?
Next for you, our viewers, we have a very informative speech. He gave her speech at the first ever Uganda convention in the UK. I hope you find it very informative. You can get things out of it: investments, banking, managing, even properties. There are so many opportunities available right now back home for us here in the diaspora, even if it's things to do with education, the courses to take in university. I hope you find her speech very informative. Take a look.
I want to take this opportunity to say how happy I am to be here and to see all the Ugandans and our friends and our partners. It's a wonderful opportunity. I want to thank Mr. Mutenza and his team for inviting us. I've come with a big delegation of ministers who have been introduced, but I want to introduce the members of parliament who have accompanied me. Honorable Mbagadi Nkai, the member for Kagoma in the Jinja district. Honorable Evelyn Anite, member Northern Uganda Youth. One of my members, Honorable Sabiti, lost his mother. I don't know whether he'll be able to come, but he was part of my delegation. I was not able to bring a bigger delegation because we are dealing with the budget, so none of my chairpersons could come. They're busy trying to sort out some local issues. But we are very, very happy to be here, and thank you very much for inviting us. Now, I wanted to start with one of the things that used to be a big problem to you, the issue of dual citizenship, which, as you have been told by the minister, has now been resolved. I just want to reassure all those who may have relinquished their citizenship that you can reapply for it. All you have to do is to take the oath of allegiance. That is all. So you can reapply. I'm aware that some people did relinquish, but you are free to reapply, and you can have both your present and the Uganda citizenship. We also ensured that the spouses of the Ugandans have an opportunity also to become citizens of Uganda, so we also provided for that. So if you have spouses who are not Ugandans, they can also acquire Ugandan citizenship. So that one, I think, has now been resolved. But I wanted just to touch on one of the issues raised by Honorable Riem about the opportunities that Ugandans have taken up to return home. Apart from Honorable Riem, I want to inform you that the President Auditor General, Mr. Mwanga, was in the diaspora for a very long time. He's now our Auditor General and is happy at home. Justice James Ogola, who was working with the World Bank, came back home and he was a judge for a very long time. I think he has retired, but he came back. Our Minister of Finance was a consultant with the World Bank. She's now the Minister of Finance. But very interestingly, in the last general election, 2 members who had been living outside the country came back and were able to get elected. One was Andrew Allen. I don't know, are there people from Birmingham here? Are there people from Birmingham? Andrew Allen was living in Birmingham. I think he came 4 months to the elections, but now he's a member of parliament. Yes, he's a member of parliament. Apache, who is the member? Another one from Apache also came back straight into the field, now he's a member of parliament. Another one was Honorable Boy, he's from Buburo. I went to Botswana, I found him there, and he said, I want to come back, but I must tell you a secret. I said, what secret? He said, you know, I relinquished my citizenship. I said, no, that's not a problem. You come back. So he started by visiting a bit. Eventually he got elected to parliament. So it is possible. So don't feel that you have lost out by remaining here, come back home. But I think our biggest example of someone who came back home is President Johnson Sirleaf. She spent so many years in the World Bank and so on, but now she's the president of Liberia. So the sky is the limit. So please do come home. Now, I wanted to talk about the opportunities available. One, I want to admit that there have been some challenges in the recent past. The high rates of inflation, high food and commodity prices. But these have not been unique to Uganda. They have affected Kenya, they have affected Tanzania, and I know that they have affected this country where you are. So they are not something unique to our country, and we do hope that working together, we can overcome the problem sooner rather than later. I wanted also to interest you in the issue, in some particular areas which I think would be money spinners. One, Uganda is, I think, the best education destination in the Great Lakes region. Presently, we have students from Sudan, we have students from Kenya, we have students from Tanzania, we have students from Rwanda, actually right from primary school. It's not just university, but even primary schools. So that's one of the areas I think that you might wish to take an interest to invest in education in Uganda. You can set up universities, you can set up primary schools, you can set up secondary schools. Uganda is the destination for education. From having one university in the 1970s, we now have over 21 universities. We have now over 21 universities, some of them government, others private, but they are there and the sector is growing. So you might wish to invest your money in that area. The second area I want to take an interest in, which is growing, is the area of tourism. The bed capacity in Uganda is now well over 7,000 hotel beds. I also want to assure you that every major airline comes to Uganda now. British Airways, KLM, Kenya Airways, South African Airways, Ethiopian Airlines, Egypt Air, Emirates, Turkish Air. Qatar is about to start, aqnd Brussels, Air Rwanda, Air Uganda, and this is in addition to the hundreds of buses that move between Kampala and the capitals in the Great Lakes region every day. Between Rwanda and Kampala, I think there are 80 buses in a day. People moving back and forth, trading. Between Kampala and Juba, there are several buses. Kampala and Nairobi, I think I stopped counting. Kampala and Dar es Salaam, uncountable. So these are some of the areas where we think that you could also consider investing. So movement within the country is not a big problem. I also wanted to inform you that we are planning to ease the transport between Entebbe and Kampala. We are going to construct a dual carriageway between Kampala and Entebbe that will enable people to move much faster between Kampala and the capital and the airport, so that you decongest the main Entebbe highway. We are also proposing to build a bridge, another bridge on the River Nile, also to ease the congestion. As you know, we are an agricultural country. We are looking for opportunities for agro-processing. That's another area where we think that you could take up opportunities to invest in the agro-processing sector. I'm happy that the Minister of Energy is here, because part of her docket is to ensure that the country is activated through the provision of sufficient energy. She will be informing you about the progress on Bujagali and the others which are oncoming, which we think that will be able to open up the country so that we can get sufficient energy to do a number of things. Real estate, I was happy when I was inspecting the stalls. I saw some Ugandan companies here. Real estate is another big area. Housing is still in shortage in Kampala for the middle class, for the small people. So that's another area where you might consider putting some of your money. Real estate is also a growing thing. Information and communication technology. I think Ugandans have an insatiable appetite for telephones. I believe that every Ugandan has more than 3 telephone lines. So, and they keep on acquiring more and more. So if you are interested in the ICT sector, you can also come and invest in the technology industry, information and communication technology industry. The population is growing and the market is good. It's one of the fastest growing areas of our economy. We are looking at the East African Federation, which will create a bigger market for a number of things, not only for agricultural products, but also for manufactured goods. So Uganda will be at the center of all these